All right, welcome back. So we did the video on the Ruger 1022, kind of the intro of what we're doing. So what we're going to do right now is kind of a breakdown on the 1022. So we're going to start breaking it apart and kind of diving into making some changes. So let's check this out. So the first thing you want to make sure and do is, as always, like I've said in all of my videos, and especially with dealing with firearms, is let's go ahead and move some of this stuff around. But make sure that your firearm is unloaded, of course. Don't have, I would suggest not having ammo anywhere around the area, especially in magazines or anything that you may be doing, just because we're all creatures of habit, and the last thing you want to do is have an accidental discharge. You don't want to have that in any circumstance. You got kids, you got neighbors, you got yourself to worry about. So make sure that you have ammo removed from the situation. You don't have ammo in the area, you're going to be just fine. So as always, the gun is unloaded. There's no magazine. It's completely clear. We know that. You guys know that as well. Obviously, there's nothing in here. So let's go ahead and kind of move some of this stuff around a little bit. We're going to do this in sections. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of take this guy apart. On the Ruger 1022, as you can see here, we're at the bottom of the plate. There is, let me kind of show you real quick, you've got a flat head up here, and then you've got a hex screw on the bottom. That's what we're going to remove first. So I'll flip the rifle upside down. We'll go ahead and slide her back just a little bit, and we're going to undo this banding. And again, this rifle is still very new. We've taken it out, my son and I have taken it out shooting a couple of times. It's not a heavily used rifle, so most of what you see on this guy is going to be damn near new. So disassembly on it is going to be fairly easy and fairly clean. The stock is pretty much brand new. I mean, there's not even a nick in it. All the bolts, everything else, I mean, it's all super clean. And so you can see there's the Torx head right there. That's out of the middle of it. It's a flat head on the front. So 2 bolts. Let's see if we can get the band off of it. So the band just kind of separates. Just to kind of show you guys, there is, if you can kind of see it there, you see how there's a grade difference. You just kind of slide it forward, slide it off. You don't want to damage anything. That was the flat head. And then that's where the Torx head was. So there's only 2 bolts. To pop it out, if you look right here, you've got your safety. You can see how it kind of sits. So you're gonna have to kind of push these guys in between each other to pop the stock off of it. And that's what we're going for right now. So you wanna, if you're using something similar to the Gun Butler, then you wanna make sure and not have any of the wood applied. Because once you start popping it up, you wanna make sure that everything is in between. Once you get it, there it is. It's that simple. So there it is. Super simple. There's the standard stock right there. So we're going to go ahead and move this over to the side. We'll kind of show you real quick some of the components here of what makes your rifle. So this is the 1022. I mean, ultimately, this is what it is. You have your barrel. You have the lower, or your trigger, and your grouping down there. Then you have your upper. So again, what we're gonna replace is this guy right here, and then we're gonna replace the barrel on this bad boy. And then obviously the stock and all the other parts I talked about. So let's just keep going here. And that's how you remove this section of it, okay? So 2 bolts, it should only take you a couple of minutes. All right, so let's keep going. I think actually what we're gonna do from this point is probably pop out some of these. What we'll do is drop this guy down a little bit and kind of slide some of this stuff over. So let me grab this real quick too. So you have pins, you have multiple pins in here. And they all, and actually this pin is already loose enough for me to push through. These pins go toward the ejection port on the rifle. So you want to make sure that when you push them out, they go toward it, okay? This gun hasn't been used very much. They're well oiled. Ruger does a good job there. So let's go ahead and keep going. You'll want to have a punch if you don't have one. I always do kind of a test touch to just see how lucky you're going to be. And then on the Ruger, so the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to get this guy in. So we don't want to dry fire unless this plate is on it, just because it's unsafe for it. So this plate will be removed. This is what you get. You can go to the store and sit there and pull the trigger and see how lighter it is. It's very light. I'll show you real quick. So let me show you again. So it's cocked. That's it. That's what it takes to fire this with this new trigger. The old trigger, it's a little bit more. So it's quite a bit more. So let's keep going here. So I just popped out these 2 pins right here. Use a punch, use a dead blow hammer. You really shouldn't use anything else. Take your time, do it right. So that's it, okay? So this is your stock right here, okay? Stock plunger. This is just your stock 1022. Real simple. We're going to the BX Performance 1022 segment. So, in addition to this, as you can see, what else we're going to change? Let me see if I can. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can show a little bit of extra light on it. So if you take a look in this bad boy, let me see if my light's a little dark. So right over here, kind of tucked way in there, right there, that's the spring and rod that we're going to change as well. So that spring and rod hooks to this little guy. Do we need to change it? Well, we'll see what it looks like once we pull it. So let's keep going. So as we kind of go through this, I'm going to throw some gloves on because we're going to get into a little bit of gun oil and soot, and I didn't clean it the last time I shot it, which is okay because it's only been shot a couple of times. So I'm going to glove up a little bit. I'm wearing a white shirt, as you can see, so just bear with me here. Actually, while we wait on that, what we're going to do is I'm going to pop the BX off. Oops. Now we gotta be careful. So the BX is off, this is the new one. And what we're gonna end up doing is replacing, this plunger with the Kid Industries plunger, and we're gonna replace this magazine drop too. And if you look, there's a pin. And that pin, we're gonna pop out so we can get this, both of those items out. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let's move the barrel and rifle out of the way. Let's take a look at this guy. Okay. As you can see, I just pushed that bad boy right out. I'll just kind of slide that out. So I pushed this pin out. Hopefully I didn't drop anything down. I don't think so. There it is. So you push it out again toward the receiver. There's the stock one. The plunger pops released. There's the stock plunger, brand new, right? So I'm gonna hold this. That's your receiver release. And hold these guys together. Throw them into my little bin here. And then what we're gonna do is grab, oops, just dropped one of my punches, but I'm gonna grab this guy. So let's grab this. Set that guy down gently. So here is, we'll take a look at this real quick. Kind of show you guys some differences in what we're talking about. Again, we're gonna break these videos up, so if there's kind of a quick change, I'm gonna end this video here after I do this, just so these videos don't run too long. But I'm gonna show you the difference. So here's your stock plunger, right there. Stock plunger versus the Kid Industry. Stainless steel versus blue, just metal. Other than that, the springs are just about identical. Little cleaner looking cuts on the Cool Guys guns, cleaner. But these are the two plungers. Crisper magazine feed is the point of the Cool Guy guns. Here's the difference between the magazine release. So here you go. Tactical Solutions, Cool Guys guns has a similar one as well. A lot of other guys do too. Here, stock, the one we're installing. So let's get this done. Big difference. Okay. So just to make sure when you do this, you look kind of in there. Let me grab something to point with. Make sure that this little piece right here lines under the plunger, because that's where that tension, when you go to release the mag, comes in. Okay. So let's get it. Oops. Let's get it back to where it should be. You gotta kind of put it back in, pop it back out, and then we are good to go. Okay. Everything is essentially in alignment. And then you want to make sure that everything aligns in here. You've got your pull plate, you've got everything. So make sure that you're all on par, so when you put your pin back in, you're not misaligned and you're not missing anything, okay? So we'll go ahead and do that. So everything is adjusted correctly. So this is what it should look like. Your new mag release right there. Everything is nice and tight and crisp in there. So so now the trigger is ready to go. I'm not going to adjust this at the moment, but your trigger is now ready to go. So this can actually drop in right now and be good. So this is video 1. We'll just call it that now because I don't want to run these videos too long. So your trigger's ready to go. We have the rifle broken down, and we'll start the next video where we're gonna start taking apart this bad boy and probably getting the barrel ready too. So keep watching and we'll watch the rest of it. As always, if you like this video, please share and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos as well. This is the Ruger 1022 build. Keep watching.